Have you ever looked up into space, staring out at those countless stars in the night sky, and wondered whether or not we're alone in the universe? As of the 1st of June, we've discovered 3,422 exoplanets. There's the star right in the middle of that. What is an exoplanet, basically?
It's about a planet that is around a star other than our sun, something that is strong enough to have its own gravity, it's going to be sort of a sphere-like object, but it's also not going to be too big that it can get to the area of stars, start fusing, start having light of its own.
So it's really helping us with our own place, identifying our own place in the universe, and this is what so many of us get so excited about when we think about astronomy. And it's almost spiritual when you start thinking about the numbers, the vast distances involved, and what we're coming up with now. I went through those statistics. We can virtually point to any star now, and there's a pretty good chance that there's a planet of one kind or another orbiting it. There we can see it, that star in the center. It's, 132 light years away from us. We're making new exoplanet discoveries at an ever increasing rate, as I told you at the beginning. And most of those discoveries are made by seasoned astronomers from a couple of large-scale programs, the Kepler Space Telescope for one. But 4 potential new exoplanets have been discovered by an undergraduate student, Michelle Kunamoto.
Part of it is just wanted to answer the question, are we alone? And I think planet hunters are actively working towards realizing that, the search for life, finding habitable worlds or potentially habitable worlds. My supervisor's old PhD student, Jason Rowe, actually was on the original Kepler team. So he wrote a lot of the codes that NASA used. So my supervisor actually just called him up and said, hey, I've got this student. She's looking for a project exoplanet related. Do you have any ideas? And he suggested that I look through Kepler data just for any planets that they might have missed or weren't looking for.
Well, right now I want to welcome Roger Phillips, who writes a webcomic.
I always wanted to be a cartoonist, and I love the topics of the aliens, and then I combined the two, and then here we are. I think that we look at them as they are the next step of human evolution. So they are free of all our, tendencies to be violent or greedy or jealous. And they are, they have perfect intelligence. They are very logical in their approach to everything. And I take off on that notion and then put them in very silly circumstances. So it seems absurd that these perfect beings would, have trouble with opening a beer can or, buying a home or something very simple like that. So that little paradox I think seems to work with the strip.
So here you have saltwater oceans. You have comets that have carried all the amino acids onto Europa, more comets than have even hit Earth over the years. And you'd have to say that if there is not life in those protected saltwater, warm, amino acid drenched oceans, then we have to really rethink the likelihood of life elsewhere. And it really could be then that Earth is the site of a miracle.